Greetings, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Welcome back to my Astroneer series. Today we pick up the action where we left off in the previous episode. We've been out and about, we've been discovering things, and we've been powering up a bunch of gateways here on Visanya. So, find yourself a comfy seat, and yeah, let's pick up where we left off. Oh, we've found ourselves another broken down base, and that is another large wind turbine that we can claim as a prize. Nice. Alright, well let's have a quick looky-loo around at the rest of the offerings. Honestly, if the wind turbine was the only thing we got from here, I think I'd be pretty excitable about that. But there's usually something within the broken down habitat, so we'll have a bit of a look at that one in a moment. At this particular juncture, I'm actually having a bit of a hard look at our situation to see if I can work out how we can pick that up, because we do need a large slot for it. But luckily, this little storage tower, it will take quite a lot of medium slot items, and so we're able to free up the back of the rover, much like we have previously. And yep, our little wind generator sits on the back there, nice and neatly. Now, did we get... well, I can't be too disappointed. I get so used to finding medium batteries in those things, to find only a small battery is... well, it's a bit, tight, but given we found the large wind turbine, I'm not going to complain too loudly. And, yeah, I think that bit of debris can probably see its house from here, based on how far that got thrown in the sky. Anyhow, that's just another Astroneer physics glitch at its best. Now, we're having a bit of a look around just to see if we can see anything else of interest. So far, we've been doing really well from stuff that's in the mountains area, which is why I'm sort of having a bit of a sniff around just to see on any of these other nearby mountains where there's another broken down base or anything like that. But looks like our luck may have run out, at least for now. So we've got everything we want out of this base. I think we're just going to have a little clean up and then we're going to hit the road. Now, we ended up making the decision just to come straight back to the base in this instance, because the base was closer than our next gateway. And I'm trying to keep as much space clear on the rover to make sure we don't miss out on picking anything up. So most of these gateway activations, once I've done the gateway and I've cleaned up what I can find, I've been bringing it back to the base so that we can, rinse repeat with the next gateway. Given how quickly the rover gets around on these prepared roads, it's really not that much of an inconvenience. I mean, it's only a couple of minutes out of my way, and it leaves me open to, getting more awesome stuff. Now, speaking of awesome stuff, yeah, we have a bucket load of science. I think we started with about 175,000 science, and I just thought, I think, let's start unlocking some of the big ticket items and just see how long that lasts for. So we're scrolling through, we're activating everything that we can activate that's, large or medium, large or extra large printer. And as you can see, all of the small, well, just about all of the small printer stuff has already been activated, other than the railway things. Now, the railway things, I think they can get unlocked by some of the missions that we have, but honestly, with the amount of science I've got, I just figure no time like the present. And we are still going. We've only just dipped below 100,000 bytes, and we've already got all of that unlocked. We're going back to our large printer stuff. Most of the large printer is already unlocked. In fact, I think that's all of it now. And we've still got 90,000 bytes. So I think if we haven't unlocked everything right now, we're pretty close. I'll try and remember next time I log in to actually go through and see what's left to unlock and just see if we've got enough science to do it. I have a sneaking suspicion we probably do, in which case the only things that are still locked in our tech tree are the ones that get unlocked by missions, and that will be just something we'll naturally come across as we work on our mostly completionist strategy for this Astroneer playthrough. So with our rover cleared off, we are now heading out to the next gateway in the list of gateways to do. Now this one is sort of out one of the roads that we'd already started, so we just climbed up the hill and now we're making our own road. So yeah, we've been really lucky with stuff outside in the form of power and other equipment. I wonder if we're going to find anything on this trip out. Somehow, if I don't find anything, I'm not really going to be that disappointed, but let's see how my luck holds out. Well, we can see a broken down base here just up ahead, so we're going to swing by that and yeah, see what other little tidbits we can find. Now, this one's a bit tricky because it's inside one of these gigantic rock things, but if you're super delicate with the drill, you can just, you know, scratch away at it with the drill and then it will break, and then as it occurred there, it'll just disappear and then you can see the rest of the base. As it turns out, personal opinion, but I think this one was really not worth the effort. We ended up with one small battery and a whole bunch of scrap that we really don't care about. So yeah, I think we're just going to spin on and yeah, see if there's any more out there before we get to the next gateway. I'll tell you what, if I left in the amount of time I spent removing organic from this vehicle in these episodes, they'd be like an hour and a half long. Oh my god. This is the downside of just skimming the surface because you pick up all of the organic as you go. If you really want to avoid that, you can just deep dive, but the downside of deep diving is, yeah, you don't get to see any of the stuff on the surface. If you want to keep your gastropod fed, then they'll tell you about some of the stuff that's on the surface, but then you've got to come up to the surface to find it anyway. So you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't with these, but I've just elected to do the skimming the surface thing and just put up with the extra time it takes to, you know, remove the excess organic all the time. we're still looking, strangely enough, after the lovely chat about potentially having enough science points already. Yeah, we're still collecting science samples. I don't know what it is. It's probably some psychological thing, but I just love having the science units ticking away in the background, even if I don't need the science. So, yeah, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. So we've managed to pick up a couple of science samples here. We're just going to slap them on the back, and yep, we're going to move on. Now the next, yep, we've got another gateway. It's pretty much straight ahead. Now we're not going to go back to base this time because, well, honestly, we weren't that lucky with finding stuff on the way out here. So we've still got a mountain of space left over on the rover. So we're just going to push on, and yeah, we'll test our luck moving to the next I was going to say next rover. We've only got one rover. We're moving to the next gateway. Yeah, these little crashed pods with their backpacks, not a lot of particularly useful stuff off them. I mean, it's nice when I get these work lights, particularly if I need a work light, but the rest of the time it is really potluck whether you get anything useful at all off them. So whether you choose to stop for them, hey, that's up to you. That one, I probably could have skipped it, and I really would not have missed, not having an extra work light. So yeah, look, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. The little crash pods, though, they're better because you will get gases and things out of them. But these things here, yeah, you dig up the backpack. Yeah, okay, one science sample. That's not too bad. And we found a couple of tethers, which we're probably not really going to be using anyway. But we're still going to grab it all because at some level it's going to end up being useful to us. But again, if I just spun on and not bothered looting it, it's not going to have broken my game to have skipped it. So yeah, anyway, that's just my opinion. We're going to spend a moment here getting ourselves all tidied up, and then we'll move on. And yeah, we'll see what other little tidbits we might find. Oh, hello. I don't think we've come across one of these on Visenya yet, so yeah, these things tend to be a bit of a target-rich environment when it comes to useful equipment. So let's see if this one holds up its end of the bargain. Well, it ain't looking real special so far. A small wind generator, and I think there was a medium one on top, and a work light. And of course the gravity globe, which we don't really care about. So yeah, I'm going to say we've probably used up all of our luck in terms of what we've found already prior to this particular part of the expedition. In which case, look, thank you, Visenya. It's been awesome. And if you don't give me anything else, I'm going to be okay with that. In the meantime, we are almost at the next gateway. So we're going to spin on. We're going to get that one activated, and then we'll see what our next move is going to be. Alright, we've got no more purple dots on the outer edge of the compass. That means 100% that we have completely activated all of the surface gateways on Visenya. Woohoo! We can tick that one off the list. Because we fed our galastropod, my galastropod warned me that this thing was out here. Now, these things usually have blueprints on them that we need as part of a bigger mission. So I've come over here. We haven't come across one of these on Visenya already, so we've picked up that data circuit, and I'm going to say that, yeah, that was a nice one to tick off. I didn't actually expect to find that one so late in the whole gate activation thing, but I'm still glad we did find it. Yep, still picking up science samples. Anyway. We have done all we need to do in terms of gate activations, so we've just done our fast forward here back to base. We're going to unload and take stock, and then we'll figure out what our next move is going to be. Alright, we just stealthily unlocked another mission, which was to make a medium battery. That rewards us with, oh look, a large wind turbine and a large solar panel. Yeah, our power grid here on Visenya, I've got to say, this is probably the luckiest I've been with power. I mean, I thought we were a bit jammy there with what we found on Novus, but holy cow, we have come across a bucket load more here on Visenya. Now, in the background, I've been making the mats I need to make graphene. Now, the importance of that will be indicated in a future episode. Now, graphene can be made from materials on Visenya. I wonder what that could mean. Well, if you know, you know. If you don't know, then I'll go into it next episode. But we made 2 of them. Nudge, nudge, hint, hint. We were running a bit thin on materials by the time I'd finished making the second one, but that was okay. I think it was just we ran low on gas, and I had to fire up the atmospheric condenser again to get the missing gas that we needed. Now, we are out and about at the moment because with the medium generator being made, we now have the mission to go out, locate the vehicle data recorder and blow it up to get a chip. And that is the mission we needed to have on us when we visited the mat on Visenya. Now, luckily, we haven't broken anything, which I didn't expect we would have. I mean, a lot of this stuff has been thoroughly tested long before it got to me. So we're out and about. We're going to go and blow up this vehicle data recorder, which is just a fancy name for an exocache. And then we'll take the chip that we get over to the mat, and that will unlock what we need to provide to get the blueprint that the mat on Visania provides. So, yeah, no real spoilers here. This goes pretty smoothly. And we are going to have a bit of a list of things that we need to come up with. Strangely enough, a few of the items we actually already have on us, just from random pickups that we've found along the way. There are some trickier materials which we're probably going to need the chemistry lab and or atmospheric condenser to come up with. But when we get to that stage, I'll run you through the ins and outs of what we need for that. For the moment though, it looks like we are going almost completely around the planet to find this vehicle black box thing. See, it's funny, I've said it twice in this spiel and now I've completely forgotten what it was. Oh, vehicle data recorder. Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm gonna, shut up now, and you can enjoy the spectacle that is Visania. Yeah, clearly this was one of these sessions which was both long and after some pretty terrible sleep, because I thought I was going to blow things up with a packager and then I realised the error of my ways. We subsequently took the packager off, slapped the dynamite on, and the predictable result occurred. We did get more than one chip. We actually got 2 out of it, which is kind of handy because we're going to end up potentially using that for other things. Now we've got 2 new missions, vertical, whatever it was, vertical thinking, and the other one which has completely skipped me now as well. Oh yes, there we go. Vertical thinking is the one we just completed. And now we need to go to the mat on Visania to, well, introduce ourselves formally this time and to feed it a chip and see if it's happy. I mean, I don't know what flavour chip this is. I mean, is it salt and vinegar? Is it, cheese and onion? Is it barbecue? Leave a comment down below. What's your favourite, type of chip? Or if you're not sure what I'm referring to, they might be called crisps. Alright, well, whatever flavour chip it was obviously one that the mat was quite keen to have. And so now we've actually got 2 separate missions related to the Visania mat, in terms of 2 separate missions that require materials. So we need to have tungsten, titanium, graphite on this mission, and I've already forgotten what the other one was. I know it was hydrogen, and I can't remember what the other gas was. So there is quite a lot to bring back here ultimately, but we can always see in the mission log which ones that we actually need. So I'm just going to have a focused effort on gathering the materials I need. So I'm going to probably finish up Visenya. So I'll activate the core, minor spoiler. And then I'll probably start consolidating a bit. So I'll work on finishing both mats. So the one on DeSolo and the one here. And I'll work on making sure we've got a large shuttle for getting around. And we'll also work on the materials and equipment we're going to want to have with us when we go to the next planet. And the next planet is well, I'll let you find out how much of a, it is on a scale of 1 to 10. I'll let you rate that one when we get to that point. For the moment, though, we've realised that we actually have graphite is one of the things on the list. And we had a couple of graphite on us, so we've handed those in as well. So we did all right with this one. We had the 2 hydrogen things. We had the 2 graphite things. Tungsten's going to be a problem because I've actually run out of tungsten. Aluminium should be doable. Plastic should be fairly doable. The other gas, I can't remember if it comes from this planet or not, but look, all of these things will get investigated in greater detail in a future episode. For the moment, though, we have made it back to our base, having, done all of the things out and about that we set out to do. We're just going to do a big old unload here, and then we'll have a bit of a think in terms of where we need to go from here. Alright, well, that was quick. We've had a bit of a think about where we need to go from here, and we've already arrived at the end of the episode. So, if you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Until next time, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Thank you very much for watching, and have yourself an absolutely fantastic day.